Hello everyone, my name's Gary. I've recently completed the Coding Dojo boot camp. At the end of the boot camp, we were all required to build a final project. I would like to take a minute to demonstrate my final project. I call it the Trade Journal. The purpose of the Trade Journal is to help users keep track of their trade history, but most importantly, to help the user keep track of what trade strategies were the most successful for them. First thing I would like to show is that any route that is not the registered route is protected from unlogged in users. If you were to try to visit any route while not being logged in, you will be redirected to the register and login page. I would also like to show that every form in the website has some sort of form validation. Another thing I would like to illustrate is when a user tries to create a new account, we will check to see if there is an existing or if the username or email already exists. Here we can see that this email is already in use, as well as this username. For now, let's just go ahead and log in. Here we are looking at the home page of the website. First off, we see quick stats. We can look up basic information about different companies using their ticker. Here we are looking up American Airlines. Second thing we see is some brief information about the user's account, such as an account number, buying power, date created, email, etc. Next on the list of things that we see is news. Right now we are presented with random news about random accounts. We can look up different news articles based on company as well. Here we are looking at news articles associated with the company Qualcomm. Last, we see some popular chat rooms. We'll get back to this in just a minute. For our nav bar, we have lookup company, chat lobby, and over here we have a drop-down menu where we can edit a user's account, work with their portfolio, or log out. If we go to lookup company, we will get information about that company. Right here we have a candle chart representing the history of this company. We can look up different companies with different date timelines, and we can look up different intervals by different varying lengths. In this case, what we're saying is every 15 minutes from said date to said date for the company Tesla. If we scroll down, we will see other information about this company, such as income statements, balance sheets, cash flow, and then expected earnings. Well, expected earnings versus the actual earnings. This can also all be looked up based on company and time. Here I am going to look up everyday intervals from December 1st to today's current date. And again, we will get updated information in every category. Next, I will edit my portfolio, or edit my account. All of these fields also have form validation on them. The thing I would like to really illustrate from here is that our user image is being uploaded to AWS S3 Buckets and served from AWS S3 Buckets. here we have a picture of Chuck Norris. I'm going to go ahead and update it to a picture of myself. As we can see, my portfolio picture has been updated. When we look at our account, we get a little bit more detail about our current portfolio standing. We get our buying power, our equity value, our total value between our buying power and our equity value, along with other information. Here, this will delete my entire account. Next, we have a diversity chart where we break up what stakes we have in different industries. Over here, we have a list of the current equities that I have stakes in. If we scroll down, we get a total profit-loss ratio. We also have our purchase history. We can only update purchase histories associated with equities that we currently own. We can view equities and update them, and we can even view older equities to get more details on them. When we look up the equity details, we can see what we paid for per share, our total purchase price, how many shares we owned, whether or not we sold it, what our sell price was, and the total sold price. We can see that I lost $2 per share here with a total profit of negative $200. We'll also see the date that the purchase happened on. In thoughts, this is where we would store our trade strategy. Like always, we do have form validation. We can create new thoughts, and we can also delete them. Here it presents up there. We can see as we create enough thoughts, instead of bleeding through the preset box, we will get an overflow or a scroll bar. Let's go back to the portfolio. Let's go ahead and create a new purchase. For the sake of making it easier to find, we'll call this purchase Gary. It'll be for 10 shares with the buy price of $10 per share with a total buy price of $100. Let's just say that this was in the financial sector. We can go ahead and note that buying power, equity value, and total value will all be updated automatically. As we look at our equities, we can now see that the equity it was automatically created when we created a purchase. We can also update the equity. Again, our buying power, equity value, and total value will update automatically. And we can also note that the difference between our buy and current value is represented here, whether it be positive or negative. Down here we can see that Gary has been put to the top of the list as it is still currently owned. We can view this equity and we can add thoughts to it. Let's go back to the portfolio. So now let's just say we went ahead and we sold that share. And we wanted to update it to be represented in our trading journal. We can click the update link. We can click is sold. And now we can add our sell price. I sold it for $11 a share, which would give me a total sell price of $110. We can now see that this is no longer at the top of the list, but if we scroll down, we can now find our share. and we can see that we made $10 on that share. And we can see that our thought is still there. On the bottom, we can see a chart that would represent the growth of our portfolio. Right now, these are randomly generated numbers, so that way I don't have to create an extensive trade history. The next thing I would like to demonstrate is our chat app. Here we have a chat lobby, and inside the lobby we have various rooms. In order to demonstrate real-time communication between two clients, I will have to open up another window. This time I will create a new account. I will just navigate to the chat lobby. I'll enter the day trade room. Now, with my already existing account, I will also enter the day trade room. We can see when I enter a new room, everybody in the room will be alerted that I am there. And then whenever we send a text message, it will be passed on to the rest of the clients currently in that room. Again, as we get so many messages that we go beyond the size of the screen or the size of the window, it will automatically put us to the bottom of the screen, and we do get a scroll bar. The last thing I would like to demonstrate is that we do have a dashboard where admin users have full access over everything in the database. We have access over all the existing users. We have access for all the existing purchases, where we can modify anything that we would like, so on and so forth. I would also like to add that this project was built with 3 servers: a database server, communication server, and a client server. The database server, which handles all of the information stored in our database, was built with Python using REST framework to build the API. The communication server, which handles any communication between clients, as well as the communication between AWS S3 Buckets, which handles the uploading and serving of images, was done with Node Express. And then the client server was built with React, which is our front end. I would like to thank you for your time, and I would like to thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.